Looky what I made. Yeah. Yeah, I used the Chisel Mod and a lot of their factory blocks to sort of rough out this really dirty looking hull here. Of course, this is a Star Trek model. You can see it on the server, but it's also the same ship that I was using when I first started recording videos for, I think it was called Minecraft Down or something like that. But anyways, I wanted to go ahead and have a ship that I could use in my modded Minecraft that I could call a home base sort of a thing, just for fun and kind of an idea for something to do. So I went ahead and dusted off this old hull and converted it to use these nice dirty freighter looking blocks from Chisel. I'll take you inside of it here real quick and I'll show you around. And what I'm going to do is right now I have some things in it. I'm still working on some of the stuff that I want to work on, like how the landing gear and things like that's going to work. But I'm going to put it up for download, so anybody that plays Feed the Beast Infinity, yeah, hi chicken, will be able to play this, be able to download and use this this ship for whatever they want to use it for. Anyways, first and foremost, since this is being used for a modded Minecraft game, I want to make sure that I have plenty of room for wires and pipes and power to go. So that's why you see a lot of open crawl spaces and stuff like that. Little areas like this, you know, that you can get down and get up to things and access stuff. And that's the main reason for it. So you're going to see a lot of this. I'll point it out as we go. But this will be like one of the landing gears, and I'll probably use something like funky locomotion or not. I don't know yet how I'm going to set this up. So from the main bridge it's up there, you can flip a switch and redstone runs over the ship, or wireless redstone, and it lowers these things down 1 or 2 blocks so the ship can sit on the surface of a planet. In here, I'm thinking about putting my AE system in here, and I'm not sure how big it has to be because I've never really used AE before. Well, correction, I used the original AE, but I haven't used the new AE system with all the new features, AE2 or AE3, whatever it's on. And this might actually be a ramp or something I might set up later, but this is why this is big open space right now. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with it. So what we'll do is we'll run down through here. This is the access crawl space for the ship. It runs the length of the ship. Again, I have open spots here for wiring to be routed and bats to fly through. And I have a ladder right here that goes to all 3 decks. Well, if you count this as a deck, all 4 decks. I have open blocks elevators that allow us to go all the way up to the top deck here. And we'll start here and work our way down. Anyways, this will be like a conference room area here. And I'm going to set up a ship's galley too, because we got Pam's Harvest Craft in the mod, so I want to make sure I set up a nice little galley area. I haven't built it yet. This will be like a control area, you know, whatever. And down here will be like the flight controls and things. What I figure is all areas of the ship will have access to ME or AE consoles, so they'll be able to use AE consoles as well as whatever, like redstone wireless redstone, things like that, to turn things on and off. This is just my example world, so that's what I do my free builds and stuff in. There's the Cuss Prize, and I think that's Corellian. I don't remember who made that, but it's kind of a neat model. I don't really like the interior, but the exterior is really nice. Anywho, come through here. These are all, this right here, of course, is a crawl space for setting up wiring and pipe inside of the bulkhead and around the access ports and things like that. Come up and through here, and you can see lots of space for setting up wiring and routing things. And once that's all done, I'll wall this in and turn this into like a little XP area where you step in, you drain your XP, or if you need XP, you can grab your XP. And this will be like just a little mock-up bathroom with falling water. If you flip a switch, you can take like a fake shower, things like that, just for giggles. These are all crew quarters through here. And what I might do back here is right in here, I might turn this into like a part of a galley, or this room here into part of a galley. Make this the galley and make this like the crew mast or something. I don't know yet. Anyways, this is the control booth for the main cargo hold, or if you have Galactic Craft, you can use it to launch rockets. If you have a flight mod, you can fly something in and out of here. Good luck if you like have Flans mod installed, which I do actually, but there's no way, I don't think anything would fit through here. But you flip a switch and the drawbridges close and gives you a solid closed door there. Back up. Anywho, come down the gangway here. onto deck 2. And deck 2 is kind of an engineering deck as well as just a bunch of empty rooms. On this side, you got quite a few rooms. I figured, like an enchantment room in here or something, because it's the right size for it. Or in here, enchantment room, whatever. But I got another room. But nice thing is, you got a lot of space above here to allow you to run pipes again. So always thinking about running those electrical wires and pipes, because this is a modded Minecraft setup. So you got to have all the lights and stuff, and you got to route all those pipes and wires and doohickeys and doodads. Again, here's that big cargo hold. It's getting dark already. Down through here is the impulse engine control. I didn't really know what to do as far as the impulse engine goes, so what I did is I hooked up these energy conduits and these compression dynamos and routed some power, yes, but the power doesn't need to be connected to the dynamos. It needs to be connected to that right there. So I can get rid of these green. I can get rid of this green line here and just use the yellow line, which is the fuel line. And the compression dynamos run off of any type of fuel. So, and you can change out your fuel types. Right now, I just have oil being converted to gasoline, and then running gasoline in them. But for some reason, I'm not getting enough gasoline through here, so I got to sort that system out. But what I'll do is I'll leave these in. Well, actually, I shouldn't, because if it is a modded Minecraft server, then I gotta leave it to whoever to do what they want with it. So I'll take out all these engines that I've made, and I think there's like 6 or 7 of them, and I'll take all those out. So when you play when you get this, it's just an empty hull, and you can set it up any way you want. Again, a little access area here, so you can route your power lines and things. And we have another little room back in here. We'll move forward on this deck and take a real quick look here. Again, here's the gangway we just came down. Got some nice sized rooms in here for whatever you want to use them for. At one point, this room was full of chicken eggs. We saw the chicken earlier. He's made his way down to deck 4. A large room in here for like setting up machines and ore processing. I have Mechanism installed, and I like using the 5x ore doubling systems and Mechanism, so this will lend itself real nicely to that. Then there's also like Ender-IO processing, thermal expansion. Got plenty of room for it. I think you can hear Mr. Chicken now, so he's floating around in here somewhere. Yeah, somewhere in here. But again, lots and lots of space to set up like routers and things like that for what you want your stuff to do. Sorters. Again, those could be sorting rooms as well, whatever you want to set them up for. Another nice little room in here. Another nice little room in here. I wanted to use as much space as possible while still having access to lots and lots of crawl spaces, like through here again. Nice little setup for crawl spacing to set up wiring and stuff. Nice little area back in here, a little cubby hole. And again, routed with wires. I figured to set like an ME controller right here, so that I want to try and get an ME controller in every room of the ship, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that because that is a lot of wiring, and I don't know enough about ME or AE, excuse me, but I don't know enough about how to do it, so this is still a learning process for me. And I played in modern Minecraft for quite a while, but I only played with AE briefly back on the Minecraft pack of it was like 1.6.4, and then they updated it and broke it, and I never relearned the new system. So, but I figured this will be like my RF tools room, where teleporters and things like that will be set in here for world creation, or Mistcraft, or whatever world thing alternate world thing I decide to use for teleportation device. Because there's a lot. There's like Ender-IO, where you click a block and you fly to it, that kind of a thing. I forget what that's called. I haven't used chunk, whatever. Ender-IO has a teleporter system. Mechanism has one. RF Tools, Mistcraft, a few others, portals and things like that. But yeah, so let's take this Tinker's Construct. No, this is open blocks elevator down to deck 3. Again, this area here, I haven't decided how big to make the ME system yet. This is one of the reasons why it's not available for download, is I don't really know how much space to take up in here for it. But I want to set it up before I download it so that I know that, okay, a basic system will fit in here, and then there's room on either side of it for whatever, because I don't want to waste space. Again, there's a little crawl space ladder. Another room in here. This is what I've been using to get in and out of the ship. It's kind of neat. I figured, I don't know if I'll leave it open or not, because I can set these up to be drawbridges, and you can walk in, hit a switch, and thump, and you can fly out. And because there are a lot of jetpacks and things like that in this mod as well. And again, another crawl space to allow you to route pipes and things like that through here. Same thing on that side. And you get some more rooms back in here. Now, you'll see the floor is ripped out in here. That's because I want to have it open right now for routing for me when I route my pipes and stuff, but the floor will all be covered up in here. And this is a nice sized room. What I'm thinking about doing in here is replacing the flooring with cursed earth and turning this into my mob spawner, and then having all my grinders and stuff around the edges, and then they'll feed down into I'll put like an open blocks tank down in there, and that's where all my mob essence will go. Because on this side I have my garden area with Botania lights, but what I'll do is I'll turn this, I'll hoe this all off and put water or something. There's an egg. Put water or something in here somewhere, or try to get a way to hydrate the soil. And I have a harvester in here, and it'll harvest all the Pam's Harvest Craft stuff, and then do stuff with it, make food out of it. That's my plan, anyways. What I plan to do. And then I had this big open space where I could use it for, again, an additional ore processing or machine designs. Get these eggs out. You lay a lot of eggs, dudes. Oh, you bred. Yeah, well, now there's 2 of them. But yeah, and that's why it's all open in here. As you can see, I already have some open block tanks. If I keep these open block tanks, I'll have like a little tesseract on this corner here. It'll be set up for oil. And so whenever I go out, if I'm exploring, I got a tesseract, I'll have like a pump, and I'll have it pump in, and I'll fill this tank up. And then I can also use Enderium drums, set up a system where if this tank is full, it overflows into an Enderium drum, which has a huge, one Enderium drum would, if you fill this entire cargo hold, this entire ship full of tanks, one Enderium drum would equal the space that's the interior volume of this ship, so it holds a lot. But it just looks cool to have these tanks here, so that's why I have those tanks there. Same thing on this side, it's all still all open, but this, I already started marking out, I think I might put another room right here for something, and put a little doorway right there, and it'd just be like a little cubby room right here. I haven't decided yet, and that's why it's still kind of open through here. As far as the caution and stuff, that's my boundaries for my rooms. You'll see it above you and stuff like that. It just looks neat. So run down through here, I'll show you the main engineering. There's our little gangway again. Again, little rooms off the side here, just like little storage rooms, or I don't know, whatever you want to use them for. Right now I have an open reactor's massive reactor set up with a very small turbine, and the reason for it is I've never used turbines before. This is in fact the first time I've ever put a turbine together, and it took me a god-awful amount of time to figure these things out. But I have used this reactor before to generate power. It's a very efficient reactor design that I use. Well, I found that I used it, and it was from watching Akio the Builder sort out how he was going to do his stuff, and I just sort of kind of just did my own thing. And I've been using it for ever since 1.6.4. It's the same reactor that I built in the Mine Trek Down videos that the ship was originally used in. Anywho, the Allorium goes in there, and used stuff like this stuff comes through here. And what'll happen is this will be the processor. I'll have like a little water over here, and it'll feed it, and then it'll automatically reprocess all the ore back into Blu-rite and then back into the reactor, so it'll be recycling as much of the ore as possible. This is of course where you get your power from. This generates steam. You don't need a reactor this big to generate steam, and you can also abut the reactor to the steam generator. So there's many different ways to set this thing up. This is just how I did it initially, and it looked kind of cool, so I figured, what the hell, I'll keep it this way, because it looks like a big ass engine you'd see on something like this. My ion engine. Again, some more of these thruster type engines setups. But anyways, I have the power in this thing draining into this draconic power cell, and this is just a tier 1. It's no bigger than a tier 1. I've only used draconic a little bit, so I'm not real familiar with it, and it took me a bit to get this one working. But this thing holds 45 million RF. That's quite a lot of RF for just a tier 1, and I've got room in here to expand it if I want to make it expand at least one more to tier 2, which I think's significantly more. Plus I got some batteries, some inter-IO batteries in here. Power comes through there into this, and then this puts it up into there. And now I think I'm draining power out of it at this point. It's right click it. Start putting power back into it. And this is, well, it looks like it's completely drained. How about you? Oh well. I'm still sorting out how I want to do the power systems and things like that. But what I did down here is, you can see the pumps are working. I went ahead and hand filled this, and I wanted to fill this with as much fuel as possible to see what it looks like. Got 3 refineries, Bullcraft refineries, working in here. And these are all open. I'm thinking this might be my XP storage tank, using these with a setup for Enderium drums right here. So at any point that this gets full of XP, it'll just put it in here, and then I can set up my my chatting system on the deck or two above me by just routing it from here. And over here would just be additional tank storage for, like, you know, water or something, whatever a spaceship would have. Have these big batteries right here. That's what those thruster engines will be charging these eventually. Put power directly into these. And then from there, these will go out and fuel the rest of the ship. And the main reactor will also dump power into these too. But you know, it is. You got to get everything figured out in your head and wired. And then more storage tanks. I figure if I do set up a mob spawner up there, this whole section here will be for mob essence, to collect mob essence. And then on this side over here, I can set it up for converting mob essence into XP, goo, or whatever I decide to do, or not. I can just set it up for the farming stuff. You know, whatever I want to set it up for, or whatever you want to set it up for, because I'm going to put the ship up for download eventually. So, well, it'll just be an empty hull anyways, but up for download. But anyways, that's what I've got, and hopefully, if you play modded Minecraft and play Feed the Beast, you'll be able to you'll be interested in downloading it and playing with it. But it's kind of neat, I gotta say. It's kind of a fun little project. Plot this down in your world, and have to rebuild all the systems. Right now, these are all hollow, and you can access them from the engineering room. So yes, you can get up into these. And I don't know, you might be able to fit a turbine, a reactor turbine system up in here very easily. In fact, I might actually do that. I might move my reactor and my turbines up into here and then repurpose that room, that extra room down there, for something else, additional storage or something. I don't know yet. But it's the nice thing about this is you'll be able to set it up any way you want. You know, you want a wider hangar up here, you know, we can set it up for a wider hangar. And if I, you know, to be honest with you, if I do move that reactor over there, that's what I'll probably do here, is I'll move this over into here so I have a larger cargo hold storage facility. That way there, when I open this baby up, it's got some room to put stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day now. Bye.